Some while ago, I made an Extreme Demon in just one day, and it was so painful and stressful, I almost passed out. And I promised to myself that I would never do anything similar to that ever again in my entire life. That's why in this video, I'll be making an impossible Extreme Demon in one day. See, making an impossible level didn't seem to be that bad for me at first. In my head, you literally just build it. Like, turn your brain off and build. Not that hard, right? Well, in reality, it was extremely painful. I hope you enjoy watching. Alright, I just realized I was muted until now, guys. The first thing I made was to decide the song, and I ended up finding a really nice break car. Wait, look at this, bro. It's so fire. Like, this song is so freaking good, it actually makes me wanna like run across like the street crying and screaming. And for the gameplay in the first part, I just decided to make a slow cube part, and I made some impossible triple spike jumps, as you can see here. Wait guys, is this stuff? Wait, I think this is way too hard though. And for the decoration, after listening to that song sometimes, I had an idea to use the colors blue and red. For this spike decoration, I decided to use these grid blocks. I also spammed glow and random details as well. And after that, I decided to spam a lot of spike objects below the ground because I thought it would end up looking nice. And it actually did, so I'm not gonna complain about it. Ooh, okay guys. Ooh, this is kinda tough, bro. Make a 4 spikes jump with 1 time speed. You know, I heard that's actually possible though. I heard, like, I saw on Reddit that it's technically possible. Wait guys, I should make some generic slaughterhouse club-side monsters. I think it'll be tough, bro. And to make this monster, I basically just spammed a lot of these slopes, and then I added some black glow for a better contrast. And then I decided to add some bright eyes on it, just for it to look more menacing, if you know what I mean. You know, a club-side monster looks good when you know that it would make for a good Nexus GD thumbnail. Ooh, bro. Ooh, alright, I'm vibing with this so far. And now I just started making more club-side monsters. I don't know, bro, I think I've seen this monster on somewhere on Grief. I'm just copy and pasting this block, putting it below this monster. Wait, this is the most, like, weirdest monster I've ever seen. A freaking scar to his eye. Ooh. Alright, that's tough. After copying and pasting this monster while changing some of its details so the copying and pasting doesn't get too obvious, I just copy and paste random details in the middle of it, and then I make some pillars in front of everything going to the left, and it ended up looking really nice in my opinion. And since I just copy and paste a lot, I managed to finish this part really fast. And for the next part, it is the time I literally just completely turn my brain off and start cooking some of the most cursed stuff I've ever made in my entire life. First I started making your average club-side monster, as you can see here. How hard is it gonna be? Easier than Star Madness probably. After making some really generic spikes, yo, bro is kinda mad. I spammed some bricks around it, and after making some random glow details around it just to fill up the empty space, I make some ground spikes, then I just copy and paste it. Now, I know what you might be thinking. There is nothing cursed about this, what were you talking about? But don't worry, because now it is the moment where everything just starts going down. I grab a spike, copy and paste it a lot while making some spikes in a different color just like that, and then I don't even know what I do honestly. Like, my idea here was basically nothing, I just spam spikes thinking that maybe I could come up with something later, but no, I just left all those spikes there, and this part was basically impossible. It's a memory part where I will probably be defining a way for it later. I know how this is gonna work, but I will make it work somehow, bro. After that, I just made another wave part, and for that, I decided to make the most uncomfortable dual wave gameplay you've ever seen in your life. For decoration, I just make a giant block, and then just copy and pasted it inside itself. Just put a spike inside it, copy and paste this block around, and I also copy and paste some pillars from the first part in it. And yeah, compared to the other part, it's pretty bad, and I rushed it a lot, but it's done, so we don't talk about it. There's no way, bro. I'm gonna parry. Bro, you created a level called Beating of Up Oiling. Guys, this shit is Our featured level. This is the idea if you wanna play the level, by the way. And for the next part, I just decided to make a generic wave part that would be impossible, as you may have guessed. So for that, I just make this block at the speed of light, just by copying and pasting spikes inside it. And also, obviously, spamming glow. I also made some wave gameplay just by putting more spikes and making them 45 degrees. And after that, I decided to make a random club set monster, and I decided to take inspiration from this club set monster that I made for this abandoned level that I was making a while ago. After making a lot of slopes for his teeth and making ground spikes for his face, I make some gears for his eyes, and after polishing a little bit, it looks menacing. Look at this, bro. That is Grief Club Set Monster. It's not Grief. What the fuck am I looking at right now, bro? Why is chat spinning? No. Oh my god. After that, I just copy and paste the entire first part to the next section, but there's a twist. I revert it so it doesn't look that lazy. And after making some really simple background made of spikes for this part, it was done, and this is how it ended up looking like. We should get Space UK to verify this, he would be the only one capable, bro. For the next part, I had an idea to make a simpler style, since I was running out of energy and time, and at this point I just wanted to finish this level fast. After creating a lot of simple structures and copying and pasting them all around, I decided to make some clouds with some spikes under them, and I thought it looks pretty cool. After spamming a lot of clouds and making some really basic air deco, I decided to make more club set monsters. Yes, I love making them, as you might have already noticed, and I just made it at the speed of light, spamming random details in these slopes inside them. Bro, like, you know when you get so tired, things don't feel real anymore? That's what I'm feeling right now, bro. This monster is crazy. When a mirror portal part, you just gave me a sick ass idea. Now there is an invisible mirror portal in the middle of this, bro. And by the way, this was by far the part I finished the fastest, because it was just simple structures and copy and paste. Something funny, you've been streaming for 5 hours? That's not that long, bro. For the next part, I was completely tired already. I was so tired I could barely talk. I admit that I thought of giving up at that point, but I just could not. I needed to finish this level no matter what. So I just started making a random ball gameplay. My brain... Yes, not me. My brain started autopiloting some random block design. Then I made the colors of the blocks kinda alternate between each other, which also gave me the idea to make the blocks pose in different time, which looks pretty cool. And also, I made some Slaughterhouse Club Set monsters. Oh my god, why is bro's face so small, bro? Bro. I don't know what I'm making anymore. Wait guys, remind me to never freaking start any one-day challenges, bro. I forgot how tired I get after I do them, bro. After making some really basic air deco, this part was already done very quickly. For our next part, my first idea would be to make a kind of cube maze, just like this part that you are seeing right now. Except, it would be impossible. There was just one problem. I really did not know how to make this an actual impossible level. I mean, I could just have made some really hard timings and everything would have worked fine, but I just did not realize that when I was streaming for some reason. I was just completely brain rotted. So I decided to give up on that idea and decided to make an average V12 part, except impossible. I just had geometrical dominator memory part. Yeah, oh god. First thing I made was some big pillars because every decoration of mine has them, and then I just copy and paste one singular block throughout the entire part because I was not feeling like making more blocks. And after making some really basic ground spike, I made something that only a crazy man would. I tried to grab the entire part, put it on T4 and make it go to the left really fast, as if the blocks were in front of the player. I've done that in the past and it looks pretty cool, so I decided to try and do the same here. Bro, I must be the only creator in the world who does this kind of shit. The problem is that it just didn't work that well. It looked really weird and ugly, but I don't care. As fast as that, I finished another part.
Yeah, you've been streaming for 6.5 hours. I could not do that. I can't even. My attention span is like 5 minutes with this game at a time.
And now I only had 15 seconds left to finish in this level, but it still looks like an eternity. I was so lazy and unmotivated that I just wanted to become one singular being with my bed. But I could not give up now, especially with everyone believing in me. So just started building and autopiloting. I was just placing objects and hoping that something would happen, honestly. I made some wave structures just like that. I made some pillars inside them and copy and pasted the blocks around. Afterwards, I just spammed some pillars in the middle of the wave, and so far, it was looking disgustingly ugly, but we don't really talk about it.
W more glow, yeah, it's coming, don't worry. It needs more glow, more pillars, more pulses.
That's all, basically every level of mine. Then I just decided to copy and paste this monster in the middle of everything for no reason, and after that, I tried to make a UFO section. But again, I just started placing objects. I added saw blades, as you can see here, and then I spammed them all around this part. After that, I just repeat my strategy of copying and pasting and making everything way bigger and adding everything to the T4 layer. Yo, this part actually looks pretty nice though. It looks kinda nice. Can I make the level accessible to newer players? Bro, it's accessible to everyone with a freaking mega hack. And now I just needed to make the last 8 seconds of this level. And for that, I actually had an idea that looked really cool in my head, but when I started executing it, I obviously just screwed everything up. My idea would be to copy and paste a lot of these blocks to create a kind of maze just like that, and then I made a lot of spikes between them, so the player would be forced to go through a certain gap in order to beat the part. And after making some more blocks in the foreground, since I've been doing this for ages now, I realized that this part was low-key looking one of the most ugly things I've ever made in this game. After finishing this ship part, I just decided to call the level over. Oh my god. Oh my god. This shit was the level was pretty bad. Like, I give the level like a 5 out of 10. We did it. GG, now verified without checkpoints.